Wunderlich-Malec Engineering is an employee-owned company with more than 600 employees and 37 offices across the US. We specialize in electrical and control systems engineering and integration services, helping companies achieve their goals through automation for more than 40 years. We have great partners like Inductive Automation, and we are premier integrator with Inductive Automation. We have really good excited engineers with ignition in our company. We have 15 gold certified, 37 core, 93 credential ignition certified engineers. And with this amount of talent and excitement about ignition in our company, we use ignition in a lot of projects and multiply industries like water, wastewater, pharma, life science, and food and beverage, and many others industries. So the premier reason we use ignition and in our projects is for automation and control systems and HMI and SCADA. But it's not only that, we use that in IT/OT convergence projects. If we get a request from customers to do cloud application, we always try to go with ignition because it makes everything easier to connect IT and OT. And when there is cybersecurity design involved, we also do that. And this presentation, I'm going to talk about data enablement project. This is a type of projects we do for customers. And if I, it's kind of a summary and a living example of the slides that Don showed you guys with the feature of ignition all the feature of ignition that it helps IT and OT. So if I wanted to summarize the data enablement project makes data accessible, understandable, and usable. And it just overall makes a customer enabled to do better decision making over their data. Typical problems that customers, they come to us to solve and leads to data enablement project is data access and not having a way to narrow down the issues. So they wanted to record and they wanted to put all the data in a central location, and they typically don't have that, and they're looking for a solution. Having variety of platforms and different HMIs and different softwares. These customers, they have like multiple locations, multiple production line and processes, and each one has different flavors, and they wanted to unify that. Lack of a standard tools and method to present data. Like they might use Excel spreadsheet in one line, and they might use a specific software, reporting software or Power BI to get the information and compare the information, but it's not unified. So each data is different. And there is no contextualization. That's one of the biggest problem that they come to us, is that like the temperature is just a value. They don't know what is the range, what should it be. It's just a number on the screen. And then at the end, they wanted to evaluate the data. So those are the problems they come to us. And as soon as we start find a solution for these problems, we're gonna hit some challenges. So IT/OT challenges during design. First of all, we need to provide a standard data model. We need to come up with a data model that it works for most of the piece of equipment they have. That's kind of a challenge. Each system is different. The programmer for those systems were completely different. Different companies, different countries. Aggregation of data from multiple sites and getting it all to one location and dealing with different protocols. Don mentioned OPC UA, the module with ignition. That comes handy to kind of tackle this challenge. Each system, it could be Modbus, it could be Ethernet, it could be serial, and getting all these protocols and unified, that's a challenge. Providing available access to data, but not compromising security. This is a dilemma everybody has in automation world, that nowadays customers, they come to you and they ask for access to data, but at the same time, they wanted to make sure that the data is secure and there is a level access to those information. So you need to find the balance. And when you wanted to contextualize data and get a good report out of the data and not just have a raw information, you need to centralize it in one location. You need to collect the data from different locations, but have it all in one location. And as far as security, you have to make sure that it's secure as well. So where should we put that central location? Customer might have like 10, 15, 20 locations. Which location is better to host this central SCADA? And then when you do that, the other sites or remote sites it's going to be the edge of network. What if the connection between those remote sites to the central location goes down? They wanted to have a backup there. And then I would say the other challenge is having one unified tool to sync all the configuration. So the maintenance guy or the supervisors, they come and they wanted to do some changes throughout the project. So they go do some configuration change to the edge device, but we wanted to automatically sync that to the central SCADA and vice versa. So you need to have one unified tool for configuration that is just one tool, not dealing with different softwares. So that's the other challenge. And solution. So we kind of figured that the best solution we can provide is with the Ignition platform because of the nature of built-in features that Ignition comes with it, and all these challenges I talked about, it's already included in Ignition as a built-in feature. It's not a third-party software or additional software. So the solution, the first thing we came up with was we said that we need to do asset-based design principle. We have to templatize things so it looks same everywhere. So we use Ignition UDTs, user-defined tags, that automatically creates data model that it could be used everywhere throughout this project. And we came up with the templates, graphical templates that it looks same, and we use Ignition perspective and templates. As far as architecture, we installed Ignition Edge, and we push the edge compute all the way to the edge of a network close to production lines and PLCs, as close as possible. And then we decided to host the central Ignition in Ignition up in the cloud rather than host it in any location. We did it up in the cloud, and we use Ignition Cloud Edition for that, and that helped a lot. We deploy an edge gateway, so we need to give Ignition Edge to IT, the customer's IT department, to install it. So first question they would ask is that, what is the spec on these servers that we need to provide? And you can, we said you can put it in any type of operating system because Ignition is open, and whatever standard you have, you don't need to be stick with a specific Windows version or firmware or a specific patch. So that helped a lot. And then because Ignition is fully compatible with virtualization, they tend to start virtualize everything, even in the edge side. And we took advantage of cutting edge technologies in Ignition platform like MQTT communication. So those protocols we had from different flavors, we all standardized everything on MQTT communication, which is great for narrow bandwidth communication, and it's very reliable. Enterprise administration module, we use that to sync all the configuration throughout all the gateways. And also we use scale-out architecture, which is great for expanding in the future, not only for us, for the customer when they receive the system. If they wanted to add more tag collection computing, they can add backend servers. If they wanted to add more clients, and it happened that they adding more sites, they can add more front-end gateways and do load balancing, and scale-out architecture helped a lot. We did a unified namespace with Ignition MQTT distribution module, and means that if you have a tag, let's say you have a temperature tag somewhere, if you pull that historical value, the whole tag structure it comes with that tag, and it's a unified namespace, so that operator knows this value is coming from which site, which location, which production line. And at last, but not least, following the security hardening guide provided by Inductive Automation. So 10 steps provided by Inductive Automation is available in their website. We followed that with customer IT, and we were able to meet the requirement of security, and that was a big help. Result that we got for this kind of projects, if I wanted to summarize it, standard naming convention. So throughout the whole project, throughout the whole system, they have a standard naming. So if they wanted to add a new site or a new piece of equipment, they know what should be the name. Data access from anywhere in the world within the customer domain. So any customers, operators, supervisors, managers, they can pull up these screens from anywhere in the world because Ignition perspective is compatible with any device, browsers, or mobile devices. And we kind of define a path forward and standards for future expansion. And overall, we had a central hub to publish production data securely and pass it to either Ignition screens or to future or existing ERP or third-party softwares, MES systems, and analytic tools for doing machine learning or analytics. If I wanted to summarize it, Ignition closed gaps between IT and OT world. It's a common language from production all the way to enterprise and management. The IT guys, they understand the nomenclature of the Ignition and as same as OT and productions. And it just overall opens up many future opportunities.